What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another DIY. I promise you guys I'm gonna make a video that you guys not gonna like. Well, some of you. So here you go. Even before I actually show you guys anything and stuff, I wanna make it clear and everything that I am not a technician. I did not go to school for this. All the DIYs you guys seen me do it, all from watching other people, going on YouTube, looking at videos, talking to my friends, they're mechanics. So don't get me wrong, if you like doing DIYs, if you like working on your car, that's cool. But if you're not sure what are you doing, if you're not comfortable with what you're about to do, please don't do it. And I'll show you why. Just stay tuned. If you seen my previous videos, you know I bought this car from auction. I already drove 2,000 miles. At one point I was driving the car, and every time I would hit the brakes, it was making like a clicking noise. So I took it apart. There's one part missing, and I'll show you in a little bit. After that, drove fine, whatever. Probably I didn't really pay attention after that, but just a couple days ago I noticed another sound. It was more of a, it wasn't a clicking, but it was, I'll let you hear, like a ticking noise, I guess. So I already took everything apart because I wasn't planning to do a video, but after I seen what happened, I went to pick and pull for the parts, and that car that they had out there had same exact issue. So that's why I was like, you know what, you guys gotta see this. So here's the thing. This is a noise. So let's take the wheel off and I'll show you what's going on. At first I thought maybe there's a nail in the tire or something hitting, whatever. So I took the wheel off, spun it without the wheel. I already took the rotor, and kind of heads up, I know some cars, before you take this off, you take a hammer, you hit it, and it comes right off. Don't do it on this car. There's two holes with threads in them. Take two bolts, thread it inside, and do a little bit at a time. Each one a little bit at a time, and it comes right off. So when I took this off, there's a couple of things that fell out. These things. Some of you might know what this is. Maybe you can recognize this. If not, I'll show you what it is. So you spin it, makes a noise again. So what the heck? Well, when I saw these parts, I already kind of knew what was going on, but look behind here. This is the retainer, or whatever this is called, that holds your e-brake. So it's hitting it. So here's the thing. They actually drove me nuts. I was trying to figure out why. What the heck? It looks fine. It's assembled fine. Why is it hitting? Is it maybe somebody replaced this here? This part, whatever this is called, and it's off a different car? So even though I have a parts car, I went out to a pick and pull. They had same exact car. I looked at it and it looked way different. As far as like this one, you can see it's hidden, it's really close. On that car, it was way off. It was like freaking, like totally two different cars. So here's the thing. Why am I even making this video, right? I don't know who worked on it. I didn't do the brakes on this car. If maybe it was previous owner, maybe it was a shop. But here's the thing. I'm gonna post this picture here. If you can tell me what's wrong with it. Somebody left a bolt in it. Who puts a bolt in here? And that's where it's at. I mean, I understand maybe when you put the spring, you want to hold this in place, but that's not how you do it. Another thing is, and here's a couple of pictures. Actually, you know what, even before I show you a picture, here's the thing. Do you see this here? So there's a hole right here that looks like, well, nothing's supposed to be in there. Oh, well, who cares, right? Well, actually wrong, because this here, this thing, let me fix this, and there you go. That's what it's supposed to be in here. Why? Well, if you take this off, now the whole thing slides way up to the left. So I do apologize for the weird, you guys maybe can't see that good, but I'll still post a picture that car at Pick and Pull had same exact issue. That retainer thing, which is this here, it has this, it was supposed to go in a hole. Why? So it stops it, the whole thing, from going to the left. This one, whoever did the brakes on this car, I don't know what happened, but well, it didn't stay in place. And then this here is supposed to be this here. So again, it drove me crazy. I was still trying to figure out, so why, like in that car, it was still in a good spot. Like you turn the wheel and nothing was touching. In my case, you turn it and it does this. Well, I took the whole thing apart and this is what I got. This here, usually, I don't know if you guys done e-brakes on your car. Usually they have this rod. Usually it's straight. In this case, it's bent. It's supposed to be bent. Don't get ahead of me. It's supposed to be bent. Then you have this here. Then you have spring. And this goes on top. So again, this here is there for a reason. So the whole thing doesn't slide. So I said, you know what? I bet you this part, there's something wrong with it. And let's take it out and see. So here we go. Yep. So this is the one that I brought from Pick and Pull. This is the one that I took it out of this car right now. You can see how badly it's messed up. So I haven't checked the other side yet. I don't know how bad it is on that side. This side, for some reason, it's kind of weird, but the right side is rod like that. The left side is straight. I already looked at it. It's straight. There's nothing wrong with it, except for these here needs to be replaced. But I'm gonna assemble this with this rod. See what happens. Look at this. Seriously. It's not even close now. And this is what it was doing to that side. Stupid. So, no ticking. Not only no ticking, but now it freaking makes sense. It's where it's supposed to be, except this side I haven't still put. Like, this is what I'm talking about. If you're not paying attention, this is what you're gonna do. But what about this here? This here, there you go. This is where it's supposed to be. Why? So this whole thing, this here, doesn't go to the right. That's what happened. So, and I get it. You can make a mistake, right? Well, what are the chances, or what are the odds both cars have same exact problem? So let me put the brakes on and I'll show you what else this car was missing on the brakes. There you go, see? See, like when you put these on, just make sure you put them on right, the way it's supposed to be. There you go. So here's the thing. You're replacing the pads. You don't, if you just replacing the pads, you can just take them out like this. Well, you'll still have to take the caliper out because you have to press the pistons in, and then you have this rod. Well, when I bought the car, this whole thing was missing, along with this here. So how do you replace pads and don't secure them where they're supposed to be? I don't get it. And here's the picture. I'm gonna post this picture that the car they had at Pick and Pull was missing this here, and they just put whatever clip. You can't just put whatever clip. If you're gonna put whatever clip, make sure that whatever clip is not gonna come out. So put this on and work on the other side. Hopefully that side's fine. So this is what it's supposed to look like. There's this retainer and this bolt, whatever it's going through, and then this clip. So the car that I was looking at Pick and Pull had one of these, and if you done the front ones have like this retainers that go on top of the brake pads, but the one that was on that car, it was really long, one piece, and going like a back and forth, and it was just sitting under this retainer that I have that's supposed to be here. So I don't really understand, like, if you don't know what you're doing, please don't do it, especially brakes, because I mean the whole car is a safety issue, everything is a safety thing, but the brakes, if your brakes fail, you can kill someone, you can kill yourself, whatever. I know this is a rear brakes, whatever, you can say that, you know, all the force and braking force, whatever goes in front, but it doesn't matter. It's still brake, whatever. The parts come apart, they can get jammed inside, your wheel locks up going 70, 80 miles an hour, depending on which state you live in, maybe 90, 100 miles or whatever. Then what are you gonna do? So I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to bash on people that doing the DIYs. I'm just saying that before you do something, please do the research. There's a lot of stuff that I've done on my cars. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't feel comfortable, and I pay money to a technician and have them do it. There's nothing wrong with it. So do the research. Go online, check out on YouTube, go on the forums, talk to your friends, and then if you feel 100% comfortable, do it. If not, please don't touch it. So I'm gonna put the wheel on and check the other side. See, hopefully that side's fine. Speaking of safety, I need tires.
What's your size?
Big size. What do you mean it's my size?
Tire size. Maybe somebody will say to
No.
send you a Christmas gift.
Can they send wheels with it too?
If you're
And wheel
extra
locks?
good this year.
And the wheel locks? Being good. Being super good and nice. It doesn't do it, but do I? Should I take it off? I don't want to take it off.
Then don't.
But what if it has the same exact problem and then the whole thing gets shifted? What if they put it on wrong on this side too?
They didn't put the holes in.
Holes?
Yeah, those things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then the whole thing's gonna get shifted and it's gonna start again.
Oh, come on, fast, take it off and go.
Seriously, so here's the thing. Freaking. Do you have power tools? Good for you. Don't use them on everything. Look at this crap. What does this look like? Cross-threaded. So this is garbage, but this isn't something that I worry about. This came out from brake caliper. Guess what? Brake caliper is a garbage now. Stupid dude. Yeah, it's garbage. Look at it. Look at this side. People. Don't do that, people. So, anyways. So this is what I was talking about. Trying to take this off. Don't use a hammer. Not on this one, at least. 2 bolts. You can take WD-40 spray it here. I'm not going to because I'm too lazy. Don't do only on one side. A little bit at a time. Ah!
Yes.
Look at this.
Here.
This is why it wouldn't come off. People. See that side? It's completely off. Let me focus here. There you go. The whole thing is off. This side is actually the way it's supposed to be. So, okay, this side, it's not as bad, but it would probably get to that point that the other side did. So this here came right off. It was actually off. It was just sitting there. The other side, the left side, it was already bent. And I'm gonna take it out and I'll show you the difference from between like this one and the one that's how it's supposed to be. So since the threads are messed up on this caliper, I went out to pick and pull, and for some reason I remembered that the one that they had out there was the same color as mine, but it's not. So might as well just replace the whole thing, be done with it. So this is garbage. Not by much, but it was getting there. The back one is the one that was here on the car. So, and this one is the one that was on the other side. This one's the worst one. But here's the thing. This one wasn't even sitting the way it was supposed to. This side, it was assembled correctly. Even the back, this part here, the way it's supposed to be. But because the other side, this fastener or whatever it's called, it wasn't locked in. Every time I would use the e-brake, it would keep on shifting, and that's why he bent this here. So it was just a matter of time to actually do same thing that it did on the other side. So it's kind of a good thing that I took it off. Plus now I replaced the brake caliper because whoever put it on cross-threaded and messed up the whole thing. So let's put the right thingy, whatever it's called, back in. So it is kind of hard to see, like capture it with the camera, but before this here, it was way looking at the inside, and like I said, it was just a matter of time before these wheel studs would start touching this and just ripping this apart, just like it did on the other side. So now it's all secured, and there's no bolt here the way it was on that side or on that car. So not put brake caliper on, and I'll have to bleed the brakes because now it has air in the system. So well, actually I have to put rotor. So, and that's why I couldn't take the rotary off. It kept on freaking getting stuck because these brake shoes, or the e-brake shoes, it wasn't fastened where it's supposed to be. So when I was taking the rotary off, it kept on coming back or coming out with the brake shoes. So you put the bolts in and it pushes against this here on both sides, and that's how the whole thing comes off. And then when you guys put this back on, the rotor, it has this plug here. This is actually supposed to go with this hole here. So when you put it on, make sure it aligns with that. And what it does is, if you did replace e-brakes, you can adjust them through this hole, because if you look down here, it has this here, like a little teeth, and you can adjust them. And the way you adjust them, you have to put the brake rotor and adjust it through that hole. You take the plug out, and it's it's not plastic, it's rubber. Take the screwdriver and keep on adjusting it. So the reason you do this, like in my case, usually when you do you're replacing the pads, you have to compress both sides of the pistons so you can put new pads in. So in my case, since I'm replacing the entire caliper, I am keeping my my brake pads, but there's probably a difference between the pads that I had and the ones that this caliper had, so I might as well just compress them now, so when I put it on, I'm not gonna have trouble of putting brake pads in. So I'm not gonna compress them all the way down, because like I said, the pads are used. So if you put in brand new ones, you have to press them out or press them in all the way. So no power tools, hand tighten it. If you put in bolts or bolt and you feel that it's not going, don't just take freaking power tools and just hammer it or whatever. Take it out. It's probably getting sideways or whatever. So take it out, hand tighten it, and then use power tools or whatever. Well, not on the brakes, but if it's something that you have to use power tools, use the power tools at the end. Don't piss me off, or I'll come over and I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything. If you agree with me, put thumbs up. Hit like. Is that what they call it? Hit like? Thumbs up. So, tighten this. Tighten that. And oh, here's the thing. I've done brakes on Lexus before, but I never seen these retainers here. And I got these from Pick and Pull car. And at first I was like, what the heck, they're not supposed to be here. And I think I mentioned it in the beginning of the video or somewhere in the middle, but I actually took them in with the brake caliper and put it on. And I like them because what they do is it actually goes in between the brake calipers and it pushes them out. Not calipers, brake pads. And so this way, when you're driving, you're not gonna hear brake pads touching the rotor, which is kind of cool, I think. Now what? Bleed the brakes out. So I'm gonna spare you all the boring stuff. What I'm gonna do, you've probably seen this done. I'm not gonna do the video on how to bleed the brakes and all that stuff. So here's the thing. Here's my final thought, I guess. Maybe it sounds harsh, maybe not, I don't know. But here's the thing. Like I said, don't do anything on the car if you don't know how to do it. If you're not sure. If you take your car to the shop, it doesn't mean that if they say, hey, we do brakes, it doesn't mean that they're good at doing brakes. I'm not gonna name any shops or anything like that. I've seen shops, I've seen technicians that done work on the cars, and it's horrible. Again, I'm not trying to say anything bad, that all the technicians are bad, all the shops. I'm just saying that if the shop says we do oil changes, we do brakes and stuff like that, check their reviews. Check like what kind of reviews they get from customers. Of course, it's better to do it yourself, but even before you do it, do the research. Go on YouTube, Google it, Google on the forums, and then when you know 100%, okay, this is how it's done, I'm comfortable with it, then do it. So if not, you're gonna have something like what I had. I didn't do this, somebody else did, but well, I had to redo it. And good thing that it didn't actually get stuck or jammed and going down the highway 70 or 80 miles an hour, and when your brakes lock up, it's probably not fun. So this is it. I hope you guys agree with me. If you do, hit thumbs up on the video, comment, ask any questions you guys have, and see you in the next video next time.